LGBTQ plus community.
LGBTQ plus community. LGBTQ plus community.
LGBTQ plus community.
LGBTQ plus community.
LGBTQ plus community.
LGBTQ plus community.
Have you ever felt discriminated against at school with your family, peers, or friends, or in a recreational setting? It's our duty as TR professionals and community members to foster an inclusive environment.
Specifically, this TED Talk will be looking at discrimination within the LGBTQ plus community and how we as therapeutic recreation practitioners can be more inclusive in the therapeutic recreation world.
We will be looking into the lives of individuals who identify themselves as part of the LGBTQ plus community. This will lead into new suggestions for us as TRs as we talk about a more welcoming and inclusive environment.
In today's society, there is little focus in the LGBTQ plus community in the recreational field.
A change needs to be made, and us as TR practitioners can help to make that change.
I'm Amanda Smith. I go to the University of Waterloo. I'm in my first year of my Master's of Public Service, and I identify by she and I and K. I had a coach at a team before this one who was an older gentleman, and he was sort of stuck in the past, I guess you could say, and I had a relationship with a girl on another team, and I had usually started that year almost every game, but I was sat out of a specific game against the team that my girlfriend at the time was on, and he cited the specific reason because he knew about my relationship and said that I wouldn't be able to perform to the highest of my abilities. And that, to put it frankly, sucked, just because I couldn't be the athlete that I knew I could be, and sort of obviously I'm able to put my competitive drive and sort of have fun with it rather than letting the other team win because my girlfriend was on it. So just to sort of be sat out of something I love doing because of, specifically and explicitly because of my relationship, was tough.
What do I define by? Good question. Okay, I actually do I have to?
No,
I'm not straight. I'd say though, a pansexual is someone who's just open to anything in general, very open-minded, and maybe that's me, because there are some pretty men out there, and I'm open-minded, but I will say I do go towards girls more, but I am very open. The times I've been discriminated against, I think when I'm working out at the gym, I usually work out where the guys work out, and I'm doing trap bar and all that stuff, so I can feel people looking at me, and all the guys are judging me, and you can just feel it when you're working out.
Playing family sports, there's about 20 of us, and I'm 7, my cousins younger than me are about 4 and 5, and my older uncle and oldest cousin are the team captains, and everyone gets chosen. Now it's just me and my 2 younger female cousins. They both get chosen before me, and then afterwards it's now just me and the 2 team captains, the 2 older men who are very competitive, are now fighting over who has to get me. You take him, no you take him, no you take him. And that was not fun whatsoever.
Hi, my name's Taylor. I'm 22 years old and identify as gay, and I prefer the pronouns she or her. So I play intramural basketball, and I didn't know my team very well. And they were calling this one guy a fag the whole game. He would mess up or something would happen, and they'd be like, "Oh, you faggot, oh, come on," stuff like that. I'm not sure that they even paid attention to what they were saying, but I remember that game. I really didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want to play for them. I mean, I'm not sure they did it intentionally, but they also had no awareness for the people around them. And I remember thinking that it was just intramurals and everyone was supposed to have fun and it was supposed to be a good time, and I couldn't get past the fact that they were using language like that to make fun of one of our teammates. And I mean, if they would have known that I was gay, they might not have said anything, but I didn't feel comfortable to tell them, and I also didn't think that I needed to. We talk about making places safer for people, or more inclusive and more comfortable. And at that point, I'm not sure what could have been done to make me feel more comfortable. I mean, potentially me stepping up and saying that I was and I didn't feel comfortable with that, but also maybe someone running the event or organizing it, there was other people around that could have stepped up and said something. Because I didn't know how they would react, and they were on my team, so I didn't want to ruin anything. So I just kept my mouth shut. But yeah, I think there's definitely more to be done in terms of making spaces more inclusive for everyone.
Sports or recreation GSA group, like a gay straight alliance group, where even though I'm still closeted, I would have then been able to meet other people and stay closeted in that area, not feeling the need to come out since the gay straight alliance, and I could have pretended I was one of those straight people still, and that would have been very helpful for me to feel comfortable around other gay people, and that would have definitely been very stress relieving for me.
If they're not educated, they don't really know a lot about it. Like, I've had a lot of friends that identify as straight, and I've educated a lot of people about it. But I think things would go smoother if questions were asked in a different manner.
And it's not straight until proven otherwise, or more fun if there was like programs specifically for homosexual people or people who identify as not straight, sort of as a community event or a setting where you can go and it's a safe place and you know it's a safe space, and you can meet other people that are also along the spectrum and don't identify as straight.
If it was in a gay community like where I live, the Church of Wellesley community in Toronto, I'm far more open to tell people all my deep dark secrets, which would help the TR get me somewhere. But if it was outside of the village area, I feel like most of my issues have come from closeting myself for so long, so to be open outside of this community, I'd be a little refrained, and I wouldn't make it very easily for the TR to help me out.
All of our different interviewees have come from different backgrounds, each of which have dealt with discriminatory actions towards them as a result of them identifying with the LGBTQ+ community.
It is unbelievable that in 2018, individuals who are part of the LGBTQ+ community still face discrimination on a daily basis. With discrimination comes the loss of autonomy and an inability to participate in activities that they might be interested in.
Us as TR practitioners need to understand this and create a safe place for all.
To create this safe space, we've co-created 10 suggestions with our interviewees for TRs to use in the field. On the first day of programming, or anytime a new member joins, remind participants to mutually respect one another and that it's a safe space.
Pronouns are something that need to be addressed immediately when working with clients. Clarification is key.
The use of language is very important because people are not defined by their sexuality.
Continued education for us as TR practitioners is so essential.
When possible, use facilities that have gender-neutral washrooms. Even if no one in your program needs them, we as a community need them.
Running specific events for the LGBTQ+ community.
Having a gay-straight alliance group brings the community together and allows people to feel more comfortable.
We need to be willing to go into the gay community. As Mark discussed in his interview, he feels most comfortable in the village and other spaces that he already feels included in.
By having a flag, a sign, or a sticker visible, it can let others know that your facility is a safe place.
Us as TR practitioners need to know our values and stand up for our values. If we see something that is wrong, we need to stand up for what we think is right. Leisure activities are something that everyone likes to participate in, as well as need to participate in to enhance their quality of life. Us as TR practitioners need to understand this and create a safe place for all.
It feels good to be included on the person that you are or the athlete that you are rather than your sexuality.
You should know you're beautiful.